Hi everyone. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Clariza Ovelyn Rombe and I'm from Faculty of Medicine, Christian University of Indonesia. My student ID number is 216-586 and I'm from group 11A. In this opportunity, I will tell you about noun. Noun, atau yang dalam bahasa Indonesia berarti kata benda, has a lot of types. For example, the first one is known as genders. For example, my teacher is a man. The word man here is a noun related as gender. Another example, I am a woman. The word woman here is known as gender. The second type of noun is known as job or known as role. Someone's role, someone's job. For example, I am a doctor. The word doctor here is a noun related as a role or a job. For another example, my mom is a teacher. The word teacher here is a noun as role. For how much is it, noun can divide it by 3. Singular noun, plural noun, and irregular plural noun. Singular noun, for example, is a car, a train, a plane. For plural noun, for example, a cars, trains, planes. And for irregular plural noun is, for example, the singular noun is knife by af. The irregular plural noun is knives. And for another example, the singular noun is goose. The irregular plural noun is geese. For example, another example, foot, feet, toes, teeth. Noun can be divided as countable noun and uncountable noun. We use countable noun for something that we can count. For example, 2 lamps, 3 glasses, 3 trains, 5 planes, 6 cars, and so much more. We use uncountable noun for something that we cannot count. For example, water, sugar, knowledge, tea, and so much more. There is also something called as pronoun. Pronoun's function is to replace noun. There's 5 types of pronouns. The first one is subject pronoun. Subject pronoun is something that we know as I, you, they, we, she, he, it. For example, I am 16 or I am 17. They are my best friends. The second type of pronoun is object pronoun. Object pronouns are me, you, them, us, her, him, it. For example, I already talked to them. I want to meet him at the park. The third type of pronoun is possessive adjective. Possessive adjectives are my, your, their, our, her, his, its. For example, that is my book. Please take your belongings. The fourth type of pronoun is possessive pronoun. Possessive pronouns are mine, yours, theirs, ours, his, hers, its. For example, this car is mine. That car ain't yours. The last type of pronoun is intensive pronoun. Intensive pronouns are myself, yourself, ourself, themself, herself, itself, and himself. For example, all by myself. For another example, you should go and love yourself.
Hello everyone, now I want to tell about pronouns. More precisely, I want to explain about definite pronouns. Jadi, saya akan menjelaskan kata ganti yang jelas. Kata ganti yang jelas ini terdiri dari subjek, objek, posesif, dan refleksif. Yang pertama ada subjek, yang menggantikan orang atau benda pada posisi subjek. Ada kata I, we, you, they, she, he, it. Dengan contoh kalimatnya seperti I know John, you know John, we know John, they know John, she knows John, he knows John, and it is nice. Sedangkan yang kedua ada object pronouns yang terdiri dari kata ganti orang, yaitu me, you, us, them, her, him, dan kata ganti benda itu dengan contoh it. Dengan contoh kalimat, Joe knows me, dan untuk menggantikan kata benda, contoh kalimatnya seperti I like it. Ada juga yang ketiga, possessive. Possessive ini ada possessive adjective dan possessive pronouns. Possessive adjective ini tidak digunakan untuk menggantikan kata benda, melainkan untuk menjelaskan sifat kepemilikan suatu benda dengan rumus possessive adjective plus noun. Contoh katanya ada my, your, our, they, here, his, and its. Contoh kalimatnya my book, your book, its university. Sedangkan untuk possessive pronouns digunakan sebagai kata ganti kepemilikan dan tidak dapat diikuti oleh kata benda atau noun. Contoh katanya seperti mine, yours, theirs, hers, his, its. Contoh kalimatnya seperti it's mine, it's your, it's our. Dan yang terakhir ada reflexive pronouns yang berfungsi menjelaskan sesuatu yang dilakukan kepada diri sendiri atau dapat digunakan sebagai objek langsung maupun tidak langsung dengan syarat objek dan subjeknya harus sama. Contoh katanya seperti myself, yourself, ourselves, themselves, yourself, himself, and itself. Dengan contoh kalimatnya seperti I get myself a job, we get ourselves a job, she gets herself a job, and my cat lives itself.
Now, I want to tell you about verb. Verb is a word that describes an action, condition, or experience of something. In Indonesian, as we all know that verbs called kata kerja because verbs show the activity of the subject in the sentence. There are three forms of verb. Verb 1, verb 2, and verb 3. Not only verb 1 until 3, there are also verb plus ing that used to describe an action that was happening at that time. The first form of the verb is called verb 1 or present. The form of this verb is the same as the original but always end with s, es, or ies for the singular subject like he, she, it in the simple present tense. The example of verb 1 or present are watch to watches, go to goes, cry to cries, study to studies. The second form of the verb is called verb 2 or past. This verb usually used in simple past tense sentence. We use this kind of verb when an action happened in the past. The example of time information are last night, yesterday, 3 years ago, last week, etc. There are two kinds of verb too. Regular verb is a word that only adds d or ed, while the change of word in the verb is called an irregular verb. The example of regular verb are boil to boil, enjoy to enjoy, talk to talk, cry to cry. The example of irregular verb are bring to brought, eat to ate, speak to spoke, take to took. Actually, the second and the third verbs can be said similar. In verb 3, there are also regular verbs and irregular verbs. The example of irregular verbs are dry to dry, educate to educated, die to died. The example of irregular verbs are go to gone, speak to spoken, take to taken. Verb that use ing at the end or verb plus ing are used for continuous tense that currently ongoing. The example of verb plus ing are smoke to smoking, play to playing, run to running, walk to walking.
Now I want to explain about adverb. So what is adverb? Adverb is a word that describes a verb, an adjective, another adverb, or a sentence that is often used to show time, manner, place, or degree. Adverbs usually modify that is, they limit or restrict the meaning of verbs. Adverbs may also modify adjective, other adverbs, or phrases, or even entire sentences. An adverb answers the question when, where, how much, how long, and how often. There are 5 basic types of adverbs. There are adverbs of time, adverbs of manner, adverbs of degree, adverbs of place, and adverbs of frequency. Adverbs of time tell us when an action happened, but also for how long and how often. Adverbs that tell us when are usually placed at the end of the sentence. For example, I have to leave now. Adverbs that tell us for how long are also usually placed at the end of the sentence. For example, my mother lived in Jakarta for a year. The last one, adverbs that tell us how often express the frequency of an action. For example, I often eat vegetable. Adverbs of place tell us where something happens. For example, I'm going back to school. Another example is she took the child outside. Adverbs of manner tell us how something happened, or it answers the question how. For example, she swims well, he ran quickly, she spoke softly. Adverbs of degree answers the question how much is the action performed. For example, she completely forgot about her anniversary. Adverbs of frequency answers the question how often. For example, they always go to the same restaurant every Sunday. Tom usually takes his dog for a walk before breakfast.
Hello, my name is Imanuel Kevin. I'm from part of group of L11, 11A, and I'm going to present to you about adjective. So adjective it's in Indonesian are very important part of speech because adjectives are commonly used to limit noun and pronouns that are common. The following will be present to understanding type, example, and function of the adjective. Adjective or adjective are words that deserve to describe or limit pronouns or nouns that are still general. The use of adjective can be explained by the phrase below. So, for example, is car common, black car specific, fancy black car more specific. The fancy black car, sports car is very specific. When someone mentions car, we don't know what the car is like yet, because it's still too common. However, by adding adjective like fancy, black, and sports, cars become specific and easy to recognize. In this case, the more adjectives are embedded, the more specific the noun in question. Adjective is used to put limit on, and they must be arranged in order, character, and quality. Kind, friendly, humble, arrogant, irritable, careful, helpful, greedy, lazy, beautiful, pretty, handsome, smart person, bad, and ugly. And small is small, big, short, long, low, high, tall, hot, thin, thick, narrow, wide, near, far. Age and temperature. Young, old, ancient, modern, warm, hot, and cold. Participles, verb in and verb 3. Boring, bored, tiring, tired, confusing, confused, interesting, interested, scaring, scared, amazing, amazed. So I think that's all that I can explain to you about adjust. I'm sorry if there is wrong that I say. I'm Imanuel Kevin. Thank you so much.